I know it's a little bit strange because it is out here in
Right.
the middle of nowhere that
Right.
people would want to come down here. What do you think is the biggest draw for incoming players or upcoming seniors that want to maybe come to Oak Hill, or maybe upcoming juniors? Because
Right.
most of the kids that really come here are here for 1-2 years. There are exceptions like upcoming senior R.J. Currington, who's been here
Right.
since 8th grade,
Right.
but most of them are here for one, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
So what is it that you think Oak Hill draws? Like, what's the factor that brings them here?
Mainly, and I'll tell you one thing right off the bat, our area where we're located, it's rural, but it's been very attractive to parents. Parents like a safe environment, a place where their son can come and work on their basketball and then get their grades in order. And, because our kids qualify, we've had 3 kids since I've been here in my 27th year not qualify. That's a big part of it. And we've had about 150 to 60 kids go Division I. And, when you qualify kids and kids are successful, then people hear about it, people know about it, and they say, hey, I don't want to take a chance on a school that, who knows, there may be a fly-by-night school that may just be starting up their program, may not have any kids that have been successful on that line. Most of our guys get to college and they're successful, and they're qualifiers, and so that's the big part of it. Our academic program is big here. We're a school first, a basketball program second. In our location, really, I've never had a parent come in, show up here and say, whoa, this is not the place. It's
Right.
always the dead opposite. It's usually like, hey, this is the place where I want them. I know people can't get to them, people can't bother them. There's always people around these kids when they're being recruited. Tell them to go to this school, that school. There's mentors, there's workout guys, there's gurus.
Right.
There's other coaches, there's summer coaches. Everybody tries to tell these kids and get involved in their recruiting and tell them what to do. And most parents, nowadays, they want to be able to be the ones to do that. And it used to be back when I first took over, I handled all the recruiting. They basically asked me where they should go. I didn't really want to tell them most of the time. And now it's changed 25 years later. There's a lot of other people involved. But most of the parents, they want to ask me, these people are recruiting my son. They tell me the truth. Who else are they recruiting? Who they got in their program? Is he going to play right away? What's the coach's style of play? I think they feel comfortable with me being here as long as I have. They know the coach has been here, like I say, 27, 28 years, and it's a stable situation. And I've dealt with a lot of kids I've dealt with through recruiting. I think that helps too with kids coming to us, and parents feel comfortable with Oak Hill and with me and our whole program in general.
So that's pretty much the process of how it goes. Is it more they call you now and are interested in the program?
Yeah, I don't never call a player. I never go watch a kid play and say, hey, I may sit there and stand and go, wow, I'd like to coach that guy.
Right.
But I don't recruit anybody. The people that contact us, then I field the team from there, and we get calls every single day, especially this time of the year. I mean, some days you'll get 5 or 6 calls, and we field a team of 10 or 12 players. So 99% of the kids that call me, I can't take them. And a lot of them are 5th year, post-grad, overage, and they don't know that we go by Virginia High School League rules. If you can't play at Grayson County and be eligible, you can't play here. We have the same rules. So they just know we're a private school, so they just think, there's a lot of private schools that will take 5th year kids and other type kids, but we don't do that here. And so we're pretty selective now. And of course, I've got some kids calling now that they're high Division I players, and I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if I want that kid or not, and for various reasons. But some of it is I'm not sure I may get a better player to be honest, because we have so many kids wanting to come.
Talk to me a little bit about what the typical day is like for a student athlete here at Oak Hill Academy. It's a little bit different, like you said, because it is a private boarding school. So there are school rules that are a little bit different from your public school.
Right.
So how does that possibly prepare these kids for a college environment or help them be successful later on?
Our school's very regimented. It's not a military school, but it's a co-ed boarding school. The day is pretty much set up for them, and they have breakfast at 7. Now the gym, if they want to come in and work out earlier, we have a lot of kids come in and work out around 6:15. It's not something that's mandatory, but especially in the fall, a lot of them come in and work out. And I might be here, assistant coach might be here, or they may come in on their own totally. And then they go to breakfast at 7. School starts at 7:50. They're in classes all day. Actually, the last period of the day is 7th period, which is at 2:15. We actually start our practice at 2:15, and so the players come in at 2:15. We practice till 4:30, and our practices they vary from August all the way till now, we practice. It's an 8-month, 9th-month process. It's not a 4-month season for us. We're doing basketball all year round. That's another reason why the kids come to work on their game all year round. And we're doing plyometrics, we're doing speed and agility stuff, we're doing weight training, strength and agility. We're doing individual skill workout. Then we start official practice, and we're into our season. Now the kids are playing, they're lifting. We're doing skill work too, and through the spring. So it's a situation here where you can work on your game all the time. They have like 1 day a week off, and then on weekends, weekend activities. Church is mandatory on Sundays here on campus, so there's things for them to do on the weekends as well, social activities, and they basically are on this campus, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, with the exception of a few weekends during the school year.
So they're not allowed to branch off campus, right?
They can't have cars, and they have cell phones, but it's very limited. You can't have your cell phone on you all the time. We have a laptop program, but it's got to be a school laptop, school issued. It's monitored as well, censored, and so there's, they think it's kind of strict sometimes,
right?
But their parents love it because they know that they're here, they know they're being taken care of, they know that they're chaperoned, they know they're watched over, they know they're being worked out in the gym, they know they're getting the most they can out of them in the classroom, and so it's a very healthy situation for all of our athletes.
Talk about the process of how it probably prepares them for college, especially with basketball.
Yeah.
I want to concentrate because you do play a very strict schedule, probably one of the toughest schedules every single year.
Yeah.
You play national competition, top 50 schools, and you most of the time participate in the National High School Invitational, and you've had success in that tournament. So I think that the competition would obviously prepare these kids for playing at the college level.
It's I like to say our kids, when they get there, they're more like sophomores than freshmen. And coaches will tell you that. I've had college coaches tell me that. That's exactly where I got that quote, because they're like, man, I love getting your kids. They're ready to go right away. And because of the weights, because of the schedule, because of the year-long process, because they have to travel and keep their grades up, everything that they got to do in college, they're doing here a year, 2, 3, whatever, early. And so they're kind of used to it when they get to college, and it's not a big transition. They're not in shock when they take them in their weight room and wear them out that first day. They're not in shock when they go through a college practice. They're not in shock when they've got to get their work done in a small period of time. They're used to going to study hall, and they have study tables in college. It's a smaller scale, but I think it's very, very similar, and it gets them ready. It's almost like a training ground for them, and they're much more prepared when they get there. I'm not knocking other schools or public schools. I just know what we do here, and I know it helps them when they get to college.